Hi there, welcome to day 15. We finished reading Matthew chapter 11 today, and one of the best verses I feel like in Matthew is in this chapter. And so let's dig right in. When we start chapter 11, we realize that John the Baptist is in prison, and he is asking about if Jesus is who he says he is. And we know from earlier in Matthew that John has met Jesus. He knows his whole purpose, his not only his cousin, but it's also to prepare the way for Jesus. But obviously, after a long stint in prison, there may be some confusion. He may be thinking, I've been in here a while, why isn't anything happening? And so Jesus sends messengers back to John to say, here's what I've been doing. Remember that I'm not here to take over the world right this second. I'm here to come in a more gentle way, to heal people, and to show them compassion. And so then Jesus talks about how John the Baptist is a great man on earth and did all the right things, but he would not fall under the new covenant because he's alive before Jesus's death and resurrection. And you might know that John the Baptist actually dies before Jesus goes to the cross, which we'll be reading about in the Gospels as we learn about what happens to John the Baptist. So then it talks about, what do we compare this generation to? Talking about, of course, Jesus's time, but I feel like it still applies from generation to generation. And it actually says, we played the flute for you and you did not dance. We sang a dirge and you did not mourn. In the end, this means they missed the point. And there's going to be people in every generation, unfortunately, who miss the point of what's going on. They miss the point of Jesus. They missed the point that even though he's coming and saying, I'm the way, I am the way, I'm the truth, I am the life, people were still missing the point and missed out on Jesus. And so let that be something that as we go throughout our day to day, that we sense the urgency that there are going to be people missing the point, and so we need to be sharing our faith and living out our faith publicly and not in secret, like it was talking about yesterday when we were talking about the gospel is not a secret, and that it should be spoken publicly. And then one of the last sections of chapter 11, which is where one of my favorite verses comes in, Jesus says in verse 28, it says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." And so we know a yoke is something that they put on oxen to help steer them in the fields when they're plowing. And so a lot of times in Jesus's day, they would reference a yoke, especially the rabbis or teachers would reference a yoke as an obligation to God. So rabbis would teach certain things, and you would take on their yoke and the certain obligations or guidelines that they have. And Jesus is saying that his yoke, what he teaches, is light. It's easy. In this, the word easy they used in the Greek actually meant well-fitting. And I love that idea that Jesus fits us and we fit him. And then to me, one of the best words here is the word come. Jesus actually reaches out and says, come to me. And I just love that idea that as the Savior of the world, he doesn't expect us to find him easily. He reaches out to us, and he doesn't expect us to run to him right away. He calls out to us and invites us to him, and makes his burden light and his yoke easy. So I just pray that for y'all today, that You will rest in Jesus. You will rest in the fact that the obligation to Him is no unreasonable requirement, just to accept Him and to follow His commands. Y'all have a great day. Bye.